What's good, dudes and dudettes? It's Elliot here from Neanderthal Fitness, www.neanderthalfit.com, personal trainer, fitness instructor, YouTube post for the camera guy, even though he's got tiny guns. Alright, so let's get cracking. I've just spent like 13 minutes making another video. I've just got a little bit long, so we'll try and keep this one more concise. This is a personal update for you. This is what I'm doing with my workout right now. So some dude commented the other day, fair enough. He said, "What the fuck, dude, you even lift?" And in fairness, for a while, I was out of the lifting game. I was stressed out with work. I am a cheap ass, so I didn't want to pay for a gym membership. My diet's been like shit, so I fell off the bandwagon. And I'm not in fantastic shape right now. I've openly admit that quite a lot, but that will change. So this is just about my training, right? So this is what I'm starting to do now, started as of yesterday. So I'm back in the gym. Here's my training. And this is going to be a short-term thing before it changes. I'll explain all of that. So stay tuned. I'm going to be doing full body workouts. I'm going to be doing full body workouts every day. Well, 6 days out of 7. I always like to take one day off, so I'm going to take Sunday off. So I'm going to be doing full body workouts every day. I'm going to be trying to make progressive overload at every session whenever possible. And at the point where that doesn't happen for like a whole week, that will be when I cut down the volume. So the volume is low per day, 3 sets per body part, 1 exercise at 3 sets per body part. However, the science is that frequency is king when it comes to natural guys building muscle. Right? When you take steroids, you imbue yourself with this kind of superpower where when the steroids are in your system, your protein synthesis in all your muscles across your entire body is elevated the whole time, right? So you stimulate the muscle, protein synthesis is already elevated, you eat a load of protein, you eat a load of calories to facilitate the growth, and you just build. So you can train your biceps once a week and they will grow for the whole week because your protein synthesis is elevated. When a natural person lifts weights with a muscle group, the protein synthesis in that muscle group is elevated for a shorter period of time. I've read in various places that it's 48 hours, some said like 72, but regardless, it's not all the time. Protein synthesis spikes after the training, and then it decreases, and then you have to train it again to spike the protein synthesis. If protein synthesis doesn't go up, you don't build the muscle, right? So simple. So my frequency is going to be high, very high, and volume is going to be low. Not super low, but low-ish. I'm not doing 1 or 2 sets per muscle group, I'm doing 3 sets, aiming for 10 reps. If I can do 10 reps, I will increase the weight in my... So if I do 10, 10, 10 on an exercise, I'll increase the weight the next time I come into the gym, even though that will be the next day. I will increase the weight. If I do 10, 10, 8, I'll leave the weight alone. So I'm just doing a very simple progression. Build up to 10 reps. Once you can do 10 reps for all 3 sets, I will increase the weight. So there's going to be a constant progression, even if it's as simple as I do 10, 10, 6. And then the next one 10, 10, 7, and then 10, 10, 7.5 maybe, and then 10, 10, 8. It's constantly striving for that progression, and as long as I'm getting stronger, I know that muscular hypertrophy is occurring. You cannot be stronger without muscle growth. Slight disclaimer here, put in the small print. Yes, you can become more neurally efficient at an exercise, ergo your body increases its ability to recruit the existing muscle fibers, and that will result in you lifting more weight, yes. However, that doesn't matter. Like, we don't need to, at this point, we don't need to differentiate between the two. So, as long as I'm getting stronger, doing more reps, lifting more weight, every time I go in the gym, it doesn't matter if it's neuromuscular facilitation or if it's actual muscular growth, because having a more effective mind-muscle connection to be able to move more weight will pass over into allowing more hypertrophy in the long run. So as long as I'm making progression, I don't care, and I will continue with it. I have relatively few outside stresses at this point in time. I've made some lifestyle changes, which have resulted in me having a pretty relaxed life aside from my training at this time, because I really want to focus on it and focus on growing this channel. So you'll notice like an explosion of videos compared to recent time, and also an explosion in my gym activity. So you need to temper stressors with recovery, right? So if you have a stressful job, and if your girlfriend's always shouting down your neck, wherever girlfriends shout, you know, if they're pissing you off, maybe she's cheating on you, or your boyfriend's cheating on you, or, you know, your mum's giving it this because you still live at home and you're 30, or, you know, whatever it may be. All these external stresses tax your nervous system, tax your ability to recover, and then you need more time between workouts to recover, because you're recovering from these 2 or 3 or 5 different stressors. I'm literally reducing myself in stress as much as possible so that I will not overtrain. If I do overtrain, then, you know, at that point I will cut the volume down. I will go back to 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and probably do slightly more volume, 4 sets per each body part, and continue to progress in that way until I plateau for a long period, you know, for a reasonable period of time, 2 to 3 weeks. If that happens, then I will again change up the training. But yeah, the basics now, for a number of reasons, I want to train every day, because one, I kind of like to prove that it's stupid to say that you can't, because yes, some people need longer to recover, and yes, the more well trained you are, the more stress you put on the muscle, the more time it needs to recover. So those are all factors, but as you know, at the moment I'm pretty much out of training, so I'm not going to be able to tax myself that much. My work capacity won't be huge, so I won't really be taxing myself, and I want to make maximum gains. Maximum gains means maximum time with elevated protein synthesis and then adequate time to recover. So I will work out, spike my protein synthesis, it'll come down slightly, spike it the next day, spike it the next day, spike it the next day, recovery day, so on and so forth. So 6 days on, 1 day off, whole body training. Disclaimer, again, I did this with biceps a while ago. I trained biceps every day to try and prove a point that you could build a muscle and train it every day. You don't necessarily have to. You know, I think training a muscle group 3 times a week is probably enough for most people. But, you know, to train it more potentially is going to give me more of a result. So I'm going to do that. I tried to do it with biceps. I successfully did it with push-ups. I managed to increase my push-ups every day for 30 days of consecutive push-ups. And then with biceps, I struggled because I got very, very sore elbows. My joints were suffering, so I cut back. However, I was doing like 9, 15 sets, something like that, per biceps. I wasn't just doing one exercise, so hopefully this is going to resolve that issue, though I do think doing heavy rope pull downs and heavy barbell curls is going to be taxing on my elbows, so we'll see. If they do start to get bothered, I may reduce the frequency of these smaller lifts, so biceps and triceps namely, to every other day, but still do like row and bench press and overhead press on the daily. So yeah, I'll give you a 100% complete breakdown of the workout. I will be doing, this, just before I go on, you're going to question some of the exercises. The reason that I'm not doing deadlift, I love deadlift, the reason I'm not doing deadlift, I'm replacing squat with leg press, and I'm using machine bench press, is again that squat, deadlift and bench press are very, very taxing on the nervous system, and to do them every day is kind of going to fry your circuits. So I'm kind of reducing the intensity to allow for the frequency to hopefully produce greater results. Critique as you see fit, but I didn't see the science behind it. I'm going to try it out, and you know, I would rather try it and see if it works or if it doesn't work, rather than just rely on anecdotal evidence of people saying yes or no, like I will try it and then you won't have to. So don't hate if you disagree, wait and see what happens, and then you can decide, hey, you can say, hey, I was right, you shouldn't train that much, or I can say, screw you, it did, see me improve. So, leg press, machine bench press, so, you know, machine bench press, low pulley cable row for my back. I was doing pull-ups, but I feel that a row is good for like my shoulder retraction because my posture's pretty fucked, and for just getting like a thick and wide back I like rows. As I'm only having one exercise, I selected to take out the pull-ups, so I'm sticking in the low cable row. Overhead press with a barbell, of course, for the shoulders. Barbell curls for the biceps. Rope grip pull down with the flick out at the bottom. You can't see, flick out at the bottom for the triceps. So what's that? That's back, that's chest, that's shoulders, that's biceps, that's triceps. Crunches for the abs, just because, you know, I've tried cable crunches, I've tried all kinds of different crazy shit, and crunches feel okay. I feel the muscle get activated. I don't really want a thick waistline, I just want to stimulate the muscles a bit. So yeah, crunches for the abs. And then I'm tempering that with some Metcon after, some metabolic conditioning. Basically I'm just doing anaerobic cardio. I don't know why I air quoted that, anaerobic is real. Anaerobic cardio after my workout. So today I did 5 sets of heavy 5 sets of 20 heavy kettlebell swings, so it gets your heart rate really high. It's like intense intervals basically, and I'm just going to gradually increase that as I need to, and hopefully that'll temper any fat gain from my calories being, you know, in a surplus in order to gain muscle. At the moment I'm carrying a bit of tubby lard around the middle, but I am the epitome of skinny fat. I don't have enough muscle. I don't really see the point in cutting right now. I just want to build some size, build my shoulders, build my chest. So I'm going to try and temper any additional fat gain as much as possible with some high intensity cardio, and once or twice a week just go for a run because I like outdoor running. So that's it, dudes. That's what I'm doing for my workout. I was doing calf raises, but there's no machine in my gym for doing calf raises, so I'm sat there on the edge of a bench with like plates stacked up on my legs, and it's just a pain in the ass to sort out and like get in position for. And you know, I think if my calves don't grow from just barefoot shoe running, then my calves suck. And if they do really start to lag and look ridiculous, if my quads start to get big, then I will include some work, but right now I ain't too fussed. So, peace, brothers and sisters. Enjoy the video, I hope. Comment, subscribe, like, and I'll see all you guys in the next video. Peace.